Suppose the Almonds went to rent a convertible for the day. They have a choice of 2 rental companies. One-day rental at Nifty Car costs $30 plus 60 cents per mile. A one-day rental at Shazam Car costs $55 but only charges 35 cents per mile. Complete the table below for this data. So we have number of miles driven, and then how much if we drive 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 80 miles, and then the cost that Nifty and the cost of Shazam. So if we drive 0 miles, Nifty already costs $30. Shazam would cost $55, even if we drive 0 miles. And then for Nifty, if we drive 10 miles, let's say it's 60 cents per mile. So that's 0.6 per mile. So 0.6 times 10 is $6. So that's $6 for every 10 miles. So that means that I'm going to add 6. So 10 miles would be $36. I'm going to add another $6. 20 miles would be 42, 48, 54, 60, 66, 72, and $78 for 80 miles. Shazam costs $55 and it's 35 cents per mile. So that's 0.35 times 10, which is $3.5 for 10 miles. So if we add 3.5, then this would be 58.5 or 58.50 plus another 3.5 would be $62 plus 3.5 would be 65.5 plus 3.5, let's see, plus 3, it would be 68 plus 50, 69. Plus another 3.5 would be 72.5. Plus another 3.5, let's see, we'll add the 50, so that gets us up to 73, and then we add another 3. So that's 76, plus 3.5, 79.5, and then the 50 would get us up to 80, and then plus 3, so $83. Write a function for each car rental company that expresses the total cost in terms of the number of miles driven. So C for cost and M for miles. So cost equals, let's see, the number of miles driven is M. And then we know it's 60 cents per mile. So 0.6 times the number of miles plus how much we had to pay at the beginning. So that's $30. The cost for Shazam would be $0.35 per mile plus the starting cost, which is $55. Use your functions and tables to create a graph comparing the 2 car rental companies' prices. So if we have miles driven and then cost over here. So let's see. I'm going to start my graph. I'm going to put a break in this graph. And I'm going to start it at $20. So then, let's see, maybe I'll go by 5. So 5, 10 would be 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, that's 20, 25, 30. 22, 24, 26, 28, let's see, let's make that 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 62, 64, 66, 68. Oh, this is 70. 72, 74, 76, 78. So 80 is up here. So I guess I could have started at 30. I guess I can change that and start instead at 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and then this up here would be 90. So miles driven, I know that I need to go from 0 all the way up to at least 80, so I'll go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So if we drive 0 miles and we're using Nifty, then we would pay $30 to start off with. So that's right here. At 10 miles, we'd pay 36. So that's 32, 34, 36. 20 miles, 42. 30 miles, 48. Oh, this is not 42. This is 42. 30 miles, 48. And I can figure out here, because I know that my slope, I'm going to go up 6, which on this graph 6 is 3, so 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2. Up 6, 1, 2, 3, over 1, 2. So this is my line for Nifty. And then Shazam would be different. It starts at 55. So let's see, that's 50, 52, 54, so 55 is right here in the middle. At 10, it goes up to 62. Nope, that's wrong. At 20, it goes up to 62. I'm just going to plot the main points. At 40, it's 69. At 60, it's 76. 72, 74, 76. At 80, it's 83. Threes, right? That's 80, 82, 83. So Shazam is going like this. If the almonds drive 225 miles, which company would be a better deal? Let's see, I can't see that on my graph or on my table because I didn't go up to 225. So I'm going to have to use my equations. So my two equations were Nifty was cost equals 0.6 times the miles plus 30. And Shazam was cost equals 0.35 times the miles plus 55. So if the almonds drive 225 miles, so I'm going to plug that in for M. So here I've got Nifty, and here I've got Shazam. So if I plug in 225 for M, I get C equals 0.6 times 225 plus 30, which is 225 times 0.6, 135 plus 30, which is 165. So the cost of Nifty is $165 for 225 miles. The cost of Shazam, so I plug in 225 for M, and I would get that equals 225 times 0.35, 78.75 plus 55. So the cost of Shazam is 133.75. So Shazam would be a better deal. It's cheaper. If the almonds only have $80 to spend, which company would be a better deal? Explain. So there's a couple ways we can see that. We could see that on the table right here. So if the almonds, oh, that's a, well, we would need to look here between these two. Because if the almonds have $80 to spend, $80 for Shazam would be right about here. It'd be somewhere in between 70 and 80 miles. And we can see that right here on our graph. So if we go to $80, that's right here, $80, Shazam would cost about, or we would get 70 miles from Shazam. If we go $80 with Nifty, we would get to go about 85 miles. So we would get to go more miles with Nifty by spending $80 than we would have with Shazam. So with Nifty, you can drive more miles. And we can show that using the equations also. So with Nifty, we would plug in, because the cost is $80, so we plug in 80 for C. So the cost equals 0.6 M plus 30. To solve this equation, we'd subtract 30 from both sides, and we'd get 50 equals 0.6 times M. Then we'd divide by 0.6 on both sides, and we get that M equals 50 divided by 0.6 is 83.33 miles. So you get 83 miles with Nifty. If we used Shazam, we plug in 80 for the cost, and we get 0.35 times the miles plus 55. Subtract 55 from both sides, and we get 25 equals 0.35 times the miles. Divide by 0.35 on both sides, and we get M equals 71.43 miles. So we can drive more miles if we go with Nifty. At what number of miles will the two companies cost the same? Circle the place on the graph that verifies this. So according to our lines, it would be right about here. It would be right about at a little over 100 miles. They would cost the same amount. So at about 100 miles, the companies will cost the same amount. Alright, Miss Koo decides to go on a trip to Mexico. She wants to convert $100 to pesos and finds that she gets 1,650 pesos. Complete the table below that will tell her how many pesos she will get for each different amount of dollars. So if she gets $100 and this many pesos, and I want to know how many she gets for $50. So here I'm going to divide that by 2. So 1650 divided by 2 is $8.25. If I want to find out how many she gets for $500, I'm going to multiply times 5. So 1650 times 5 is $82.50. So let's see, I know I want to find out for $50 she can get 825 pesos. So to go backwards to 10, we have to divide by 5. So here we have to divide by 5. 825 divided by 5 is 165. To go from 10 to 5, we have to divide by 2. So 165 divided by 2 would be 82.5. Let's see, to go from 5 to 1, I have to divide by 5. So I have to divide 82.5 divided by 5 to get the number of pesos. 82.5 divided by 5 is 16.5. And then to go from 1 to 2, I just doubled it, times 2. Times 2. So 16.5 times 2 is 33. If you were to graph this relationship, would the graph go through the origin? Explain how you know. So remember the origin is 0, 0. So I'm going to say yes, it would, because if you convert $0, then you will get 0 pesos. So it would go through the origin. It would go through 0, 0.